Welcome back to the 14-day Yin Reset. This is day number 9, and we're going to do a full body sequence, very relaxing today, just getting right into it by sitting on the heels to begin in Seiza pose. So when we sit in Seiza, we just sit right on the heels. If it's too much on your knees, though, you could use some cushions, props underneath your sitting bones, between your feet, or you could just sit cross legs for the pose we're about to begin with, which is called Graceful Bow. And we'll take the head down, chin down toward the chest, and then come into a side bend with the head rolling toward your left shoulder, left ear toward your left shoulder. And we have 2 minutes to explore the general range of side bending here. So we're kind of elaborating on graceful bow today, which is usually just a neck stretch. But today, let's take this left hand to the floor and explore putting some weight on it and see how that affects the stretch in the neck, the shoulder, and right hand can maybe come behind the back if that feels good. You could angle your head down, chin toward the ground more, or chin toward the sky as you feel this out in your body. And maybe this hand that's on the floor likes the idea of coming out a little bit, kind of over the course of our time in the pose. We can think about inching out into a little more side bending through the moments, and then eventually you may want to lift your right arm up and over to feel it more in the ribs and the side body. You could just let the arm dangle, hand or forearm behind the head, or whatever's relaxing. And if the neck wants more attention, you could keep the arm back where it was, where we started. Breathing into this side of the neck, side of the body. And coming up to the center, pausing here at the center, feel your spine, feel your neck, feel the difference between the right and the left sides of your trunk. And now let's take it over to the second side. So chin drops toward the chest, right ear toward the right shoulder. And you can start out by enjoying the awareness of sensation in your left neck, left shoulder. Maybe this left hand wants to pop behind the back, right hand on the floor, and we can begin to put some weight on it and explore this idea of bending at different angles, walking the hands slowly farther out. Breathing into this whole left side of the body, especially the left shoulder and the left side of the neck. And once again, maybe exploring different angles of the head, chin rotating up or down more. And perhaps lifting the left arm up and over. slowly come back to center, returning the spine to an upright position. Feel the head balancing on top of the spine. Take 1 minute here in this centered position to just feel the energy in your spine, especially the upper spine, shoulders, neck, chest, sides of the ribs. Breathing into these areas, upper body. And now taking the arms out to either side with the palms facing up, and we'll do a little bit of a yang move that is often part of the yin practice, but it's not a yin move. It's called finger fans. Well, with the palms up, bring the pinkies in one at a time, and then the ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and thumb. So one finger at a time, then bend the wrists, bend the elbows. So we're bending one joint at a time, eventually crossing the hands behind the head and pressing the hands forward. We've got this 90-degree angle at the hands. And now turn the palms up again. And the same move, pinkies in, rest of the fingers follow one at a time, thumbs last, bending wrists, elbows. Here with the elbows back, squeeze the back of the heart and press out. So that's the whole cycle, which we will do a couple more times. Palms facing up, pinkies, rest of the fingers, thumbs last, wrists, elbows, squeeze, press forward. Palms up, one finger at a time, bending, squeezing and pressing out. So here we can really kind of engage the arms this time. Let's experiment as the pinkies come in. Feel like you're really pulling something in with strong arms, squeezing the back of the heart strongly, and exhale, press it forward. Palms up, pulling the fingers in one at a time, and squeezing, and pressing out strongly. And now the same exact movements, but with a more of a softness. So moving from a yang to a yin intention, palms up, just letting the fingers pull in easily, gliding through space as you draw the arms in, and just easily transitioning to the forward movement. Once more like that, as we turn the palms up, one finger at a time comes in, pulling in. Feel a softness, a soft energy all around your body, pressing it out. And now just resting the arms down. And taking it into a seated position now for half butterfly. Left leg forward, right leg bent, and perhaps sitting on a cushion if that's how you like to do your forward bends. 2 minutes here as we come over the leg, maybe to the inside of the leg. Using any props under your seat or something under your chest or forehead or forearms. Feeling the stretch in the backs of the leg, back of the left thigh, lower back and sacrum as well. Taking a breath into this whole back body and exhaling, softening this whole back body. releasing slowly. Lift your torso upright. Slowly change legs, right leg forward, left leg bent. Rearranging your sitting bones so you feel balanced and comfortable to come forward over the leg or inside the leg. Finding your posture, making any final wiggles or adjustments that you need to, breathing into the torso, the leg, and exhale. Let your body soften into this shape. And slowly now, releasing half butterfly, come onto your back for a 1-minute rest. Feeling what's happening in the body, the slowing down of the nervous system perhaps. Awareness of energy, maybe even feeling more sensitive, a little bit more attuned to the sensations in your body, attuned to the thoughts or feelings that are here. And inhaling deep, exhaling deep. And bending your knees, hug them into the chest. Let's take it into spinal twist with both knees over to the right. Or any other version of spinal twist that your body might be craving. Right hand can anchor the knee over, left arm reaching out to the left. This attuning process that this Yin practice awakens in us. This can happen for meditators and anyone who does more inward practices like Yin. There can be a tendency to want to clear the mind or still the mind. And one of the most valuable learnings that I've had in the time I've been practicing is to welcome things that come into the mind or into the heart that might not resemble stillness at all. sometimes anger, sometimes sadness, sometimes regret, or sometimes needing to review events, to rewind something difficult that happened and figure it out. This is all an intuitive part of the brain that wants to do this when we come into this time of rest. This is the brain's way of healing and repairing itself. And this is important to allow this process to happen, rather than shutting part of your mind down or shutting out the things that come from your heart. Slowly switch sides, continuing to stay in this inward space of self-attunement. Noticing what feels different on this side. This is really such a meditative practice. It's a wonderful time for the mind to do its rewiring, its sorting, because the brain has a natural tendency to want to bring stability to life and ease to our hearts. Breathe. Slowly come back to center with your legs and slowly spread out for a 1-minute rest. Taking a deep breath in and a long breath out. Bend your knees now, draw them into your chest and gently rock side to side, massaging the low back a little. Come back to center with the knees, lift your head up toward your knees, squeeze into a ball, and release your head back down. And for the next posture, it's going to be figure 4 pose and then a couple variations. Let's see, left ankle over the right. And I'm gonna use a cushion under my seat. This part is totally optional. I just feel like doing it today because I have been enjoying this lately, is elevating my hips in this pose. So left ankle over the right knee. Draw the leg in, clasp behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin. And stretching into the outer the outer left hip, the glutes. Breathing into the hips. And today we'll explore different angles and variations of this general theme. But I'm starting with just crossing this ankle over the knee a little bit more. And I'm actually going to turn my body a little so you can see better what I'm talking about. Crossing the ankle over so that it's more like your shin that's crossed over your knee rather than the ankle. So we're just narrowing the legs really. And at a certain point, you might want to explore left hand coming to the outside so that it can hold the right foot, left hand to right foot, and right hand to left foot perhaps. And suddenly we're in something that might be more like a square pose or a shoelace pose. If you're doing the shoelace, that just means you're closing the distance between your two thighs the most by bringing the knees right in line with each other. Doesn't matter any particular, what the pose you're doing is called isn't what's important here. What is important is where you're feeling it, and we're going for a sensation of stretch in the glutes on the left side in particular. Maybe both sides for you. And slowly release and slowly change sides. Right ankle on the left knee, starting out in figure 4, and then we'll slowly evolve into our variations. And now we can begin to narrow the distance between the knees, letting the right shin side of the lower leg come across, and then maybe taking the right hand around to hold the foot and the left hand to hold the foot and bringing the feet in. You can experiment also with how much your knees are bent or not. So maybe they're down near the hips, or maybe they're out here like so. Everyone has very different ranges of motion when it comes to this general family of poses. So honor where your body is and go for the sensation, go for the feeling of stretching the right glutes rather than trying to achieve a certain shape. Breathe into what you're feeling in the right glutes. And releasing the legs, come into final Savasana now. Make yourself comfortable. Any extra clothing, props, cushions, or an eye pillow, now is the time to cozy up. I'm just gonna plop down here without getting anything, because that's my way today. We've got minimal yin yogis, minimalists. We've got prop-loving yin yogis who like to have all kinds of stuff around them. What kind of a yin yogi are you? Take a deep breath in, belly, heart back. Exhaling and softening your entire body, softening the pores of your skin, feeling the heat of your muscles, feeling the vibrations deep within your bones. And taking a deeper breath into your belly and into your heart. Stretching out arms and legs, interlace the fingers, press the palms up and away as you stretch down long through your legs and your feet. And now bend your knees to roll over onto one side and push up to a seated position. Find a comfortable seat and with your spine tall in some kind of comfortable seat, close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths with me. Let's inhale, fill the belly, fill the heart. Exhale, feel the sitting bones rooting down. Inhale, feeling your heart becoming more expansive and radiant. And exhale, feel your heart soften. Inhaling into your brain and the part of the brain that extends down the spinal cord into the chakra system. The wisdom of the body exhaling. Gratitude for the wisdom of this body. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. And transitioning with as much time as you need. Take your time to get back to your day. Thanks again for joining me on the mat. I will see you next time.